Peace and love, everyone. This is Ama, and I'm coming to you with another episode from my home birth series as I interview women who have had a home birth to encourage and empower other women who are considering having a home birth. As you all know, my name is Ama. I am a holistic birth doula and postpartum doula, basically full spectrum, and I'm also a Reiki practitioner and an aspiring traditional midwife. Today, I have Molly, and Molly is going to share her experience. And I'm going to pass the mic to Molly so she can tell you just a little bit about what she does and share her experience as a home birth mama.
Hi, thank you, Amma. Appreciate you having me on here. I am a doula, a birth doula, and a postpartum doula, and a clinical herbalist and functional nutritionist, and mom to three. All three were born at home, and my last home birth being 12 years ago, but I have very fond memories of all of them and want every woman to have such beautiful experiences that I experienced in the home birth. So I'm excited
I
to
love
share my
it.
my yeah.
Thank you for coming. So let's get started on the interview. My first question is, what led you to choose a home birth over a hospital birth?
It's a great question. So my story might be a little unique, but my mom was a home birth midwife, and it was just something I grew up with, and there was no other option for me in my mind. It was what I was raised with, the knowledge of knowing this is how women birth. This is what we do. We gather around each other and we support and we create that village for each other from the beginning of birth that all mamas need. And so my partner wasn't so used to the idea, so we um, had to discuss it quite a bit. But that's how I decided, just because there was in my mind no other way to do it.
That's a blessing to have a mother as a home birth midwife, like a blessing.
It
Seriously.
is.
Um, that's extra added confidence because, like, I grew up around this, right? Like, I know how this goes. Um,
It's true.
how did you prepare for home birth? What are some things you did to help prepare?
Oh, wow. So I read so many books. I just especially from a first, I don't know if you know, you've had your first baby, there feels like there's a lot of time to just get ready for it. And I all the excitement, I read everything I could, and this was 19 years ago. So the internet wasn't as it is today. And I just picked up everything I could, and I worked with my midwife to get the supplies. So she had an extensive list of supplies that I needed to bring into my home. So a lot of that was, I don't know, like a plastic sheet for the bed and all the blankets, things that she didn't necessarily carry with her in her birth bag. But some of that was herbal teas and certain types of tinctures, herbal tinctures to have on hand. So just in preparation, and but mostly I'm gonna say a lot of reading.
So you do you feel like when it comes to preparing for a home birth, the mental preparation trumps the physical things that you actually have to do or get to prepare for the home birth? One second.
The yeah, I would say so. I spent a great deal of time. I was encouraged to walk a lot, and I did a lot of yoga, prenatal yoga. That was one thing that was really important to my home birth midwife, was that I was physically active, and didn't increase my activity per se, but was ready to endure the length of labor, whatever that was going to look like. So, yeah.
I love that. What factors did you consider when selecting a midwife? What was most important to you?
So I working alongside with my partner, it was really important to both of us that my midwife was very confident in her skills and professional, and had a lot of background and experience. The other thing that was really important to us was that she had good relationships with the medical community in our community, because if there was something that maybe would have been handled better at a hospital, I needed to know and my husband needed to know that she was going to say it's time, so that her basically she could kind of step back and say, it's time to go to the hospital, and look at me in the eye and say, you've done so well, but now, so we needed to be confident so that everything was going smoothly at home. And I knew that when if it wasn't going to go smoothly, she was willing to tell me that. And uh but I didn't need it, because she really prepped and prepared me. But
I
she,
love that.
it was just, I think it was good for my husband to know that we were really well, there was just a holistic view to it. We weren't, there was no fear of anything really.
Now, could you describe the environment you created for your home birth? Like, how did you set the vibe?
Great question. Gosh, just made it very quiet, very calm, low music, very soothing music, and so many pillows, so much food. For my birthing experience, I needed to have a lot of food on hand, so that was a big prep for me. um, and it was great. Let's see. Yeah, I think I also beforehand just let everybody know that we were going to keep a distance from visitors at first. So I think it was like the first 2 days, nobody was going to come in, especially while I was birthing. And then we just really wanted to create that cozy nook of an environment post birth. So, so only just my husband and I, and my midwife and her team.
I love that you said plenty of food. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, you can eat during labor at home. You can eat, because a lot of people are starving, laboring in the hospital, or if they're considering having a home birth, they may not know that they can actually eat during labor. Just putting out some mini education that you usually are restricted from eating when you birth in the hospital because they are preparing you in case of a cesarean birth. So just want to put that out there because it's important to have some type of nutrition to keep your energy levels up at all times. Um, so yeah, the next question is, how did you manage pain and discomfort during labor without any medical intervention? No epidural.
Well, pain is it's going to happen. So I think having the mindset of um, that. Okay, so my midwife had me visualize birth beforehand. So a lot like as Olympic athletes will do before they go out and do their whatever they're doing, they're going to visualize that. So during my prenatal visits, we would visualize how the birth process was going to go. And that was really helpful for me because, and I had very positive affirmations. So it's not that that took the pain away, but it was, this pain is beneficial. This, it will only last. This is, I was, it really did help. And it wasn't just me, but it was everybody speaking in to my birth experience that was present, that this too will pass. Um, just encouragement of how strong I was. And I think it's really important to recognize that when your body is going into labor naturally, those natural endorphins kick in and your body is able to,
Again.
um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sustain
Yes.
through
Yes.
more pain than normal. And it's true. It's true. It's pretty remarkable. So your body is equipped for that. So um, I I also used birth ball. All to kind of move. I did a lot of movement. My husband and the midwife, they did counter pressure massage on my back. Um, I did not use water. I was had an aversion to water during labor, but I had it available to me if I needed it. But yeah, so that's what I
All
did.
right. Yes. And I like to say pain, the word pain actually triggers people, right? So I always say
Yeah,
discomfort, but the like she said, the truth is that it's beneficial. And the most important thing is the endorphins will kick in and you do get breaks in between, so it's not constant nonstop and like you're never able to actually catch your breath because you are.
absolutely, absolutely.
Right. And so my next question is, what support system did you have in place during your home birth?
Yeah. Well, my husband, who I've mentioned a lot, he was just the most incredible support system. Um, and I'm really grateful that I had that. It was a really big blessing. And then the two women that were present, my midwife and her assistant, um, couldn't have done that without those strong women presence. And that is, and some family members on my husband's side, they weren't really into the idea of me having a home birth. Um, so making sure that they were not present was supportive
Mhm.
to me. And I
Yes.
had to
Yes.
block out that. I'm brutally
Yes.
honest here. So
Yes.
yeah,
That and that's something that you can't leave out. It's like,
right.
you want to be nice, or kind. I always say when you're having a home birth, especially, you want to make sure everybody in your space protects you and they support your decision.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, they will throw your energy off. They will throw your birth off. And you don't want to birth in fight or flight. Right? That's the whole purpose of us having a
No.
home birth, to be able to feel good and to feel safe and to feel comfortable in our own space. Right? And they
Yeah.
may mean
I'm a
well, but they're not as educated. So their fear is in overdrive, because this family, I was like, you can't come. You can't come. um, So, were there any challenges that you faced during your home birth, and how did you address them?
so going kind of back to what we were just talking about, I didn't really face any challenges except with my third home birth. Um, I was very upset because my midwife that I used throughout all my pregnancies was out of town, and I
Mm,
her backup was came to my birth, and there was something in me that I had to work out emotionally. So, in order for me to birth, so that was my longest birth because I was like, I can't believe she's not here for me,
wow.
which was, she couldn't. It was just a very emotional moment. Um, so that it's a very minor challenge, but going back to where our mindset is, and how key that is for having a positive birth experience. I really had to work through that disappointment. Everything was beautiful. The midwife who did come was amazing, but I was very sad that my other midwife couldn't be there.
Oh, I get it, because you're so comfortable with that one person, and then you gotta like open yourself up to, is it safe to be with this new person during the most intimate time of my life? So I get it.
Right,
I
right.
really do.
Yeah.
Um, so what moments or aspects of your home birth experience really stood out to you the most?
Oh gosh. Um, I think I was so proud of myself, because it's quite a feat. It's quite a experience. You're basically climbing Mount Everest to give birth while your body is opening, and um, so I was really proud of myself. And I think what really also stands out is how strong my husband was and how we really connected. My midwives coached him to just give me positive feedback and just positive affirmations while I was laboring, and then just being able to hang on to him. That just is when I think back to my birth, moving around and having him just fully like strong and present there was really special. So yeah, which I don't
I
think I
love
could have
that.
gotten in a
Pa-
hospital setting.
yes, partners play a crucial part in the birth process, you know,
Yeah.
and I feel like once upon a time, they thought like the men had no business in the area of birth, but now that we know everything that we know, it's like husbands and partners play a crucial role in the birthing process. They make a big difference, being involved and being nurturing and being loving. So I love that for you, for sure.
I just wanted to say I think whether it's a partner or somebody that you really trust, that you just really know that they're going to have your back no matter what. They're going to see you at your kind of messiest moment. That's really key,
Mhm.
whether it's your partner or it's your best girlfriend or even if it's your mom, whatever that means. I think I really come to believe that have this isn't something that's meant to be done all alone. And I think having that village around you and creating that, drawing in those people to your birth experience that will be in that room, that will support you and say like just back you up no matter what, is really really key to the mental process of it.
Yes, I totally agree. I agree. And has your home birth experience impacted your postpartum period or overall well-being? Do you think having a home birth made a change on how that looked for you compared to other women?
I think it did. I think it did, because I really got more care, and I didn't realize how unique it was. But my midwife would come once a week to see me, several times during after the birth, just to check up and make sure everything was going well. And then like once a week for six weeks, she was there and really encouraged the resting period. And I mean, encouraged it with like, this is what you're doing, kind of an encouragement. So I think without that, um, I it would have been a lot harder. Postpartum was not easy, but it would have been a lot harder for me.
All right. And my very last question is, what advice would you give to other women who are considering having a home birth?
Oh man, I would say interview several midwives, interview several people for your birth team. Make sure that you connect with them and they're willing to listen and they're willing to help provide that environment that you really are envisioning and dreaming of, because it can happen. Your dream can come true because there's so many amazing midwife women caretakers out there. that's why they're in the role that they're in, is because they care deeply about taking care of the women. So just making sure that that connection is really fits for you. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Molly, for coming on and sharing your story. I will be linking all of Molly's links to how you can get in touch with her. If you're looking to hire a doula, if you want to check out the services that she offer, I will be having it in the description below. And again, thank you so much for telling your home birth story and just wanting to be a part of the change and the shift of inspiring and empowering more women to want to get back to our original ways of birthing at home.
Thank you so much, Amma. This was a joy to be with you.
All right. Peace and love. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.